Welcome to the Nubia Suggs Show. I'm your host, Nubia Suggs. We're here today with the talented Ntegrity. He's a talented music artist, and he's here today to share his success story. Welcome to the show, Ntegrity.
Thank you so much for having me. Long time overdue.
I know, right?
We made it. Thank
now,
you.
spill the beans on how you got started.
I started, it's been a while. I don't want to date myself or tell my age, but I've been rocking out.
That's okay too.
I've been doing hip hop since I was like 10 years old.
10 years old?
Yeah, started watching my older cousins. They would put cassette tapes for our younger audience, our millennials. They don't know what cassette tapes are.
Can't tell you what it means.
Yeah, so they would put cassette tapes, and my grandma had this big old radio. They would put it in there and play beats and just rap. And at 10 years old, I'm this young, impressionable kid, and I'm watching him. I'm like, I want to do that. I love that. And I started penciling my first rhymes then. So that's pretty much how I got my start in the hip hop arena.
You actually started writing at a young age?
Yeah, I did.
All
10
right, so
years
you
old.
jumped the gun. You doing both?
Yeah. And my grandma has footage. She had this big camcorder. She would film everything, all the holidays, all the birthday parties. She would film it all. So I got proof that I've been writing since I was 10 years old.
Oh my God.
So, yeah.
Who was your biggest inspiration?
Back then, probably my mom.
Your mom?
My mom, she was a huge pinnacle in my life. She introduced me to who God was. She always stayed on me as a young guy because my dad died when I was young. So
okay.
my mom, she
Sorry
pretty
to hear
much,
that.
you know what, it made me a stronger man.
Yeah.
So she pretty much stepped in and she was that beacon of light, that beacon of hope, especially as a young, impressionable boy trying to find my way, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
She stayed talking to me about the Lord,
Sure.
you know what I mean? And that's what pretty much, I really say she was a big inspiration, to how I'm living my life today. Yeah.
Now, was your mom in the music industry prior to you?
She wasn't, but my mom was a Tupac fanatic.
A Tupac fanatic.
I'm talking about.
I'm a Tupac fan too.
Shout out.
Just let me put it out there.
Yeah. So just riding in the car with her, she playing Tupac, and she loved blues too. So I got it all across the spectrum, from Muddy Waters to Tyrone Davis to Al Green, Tupac, NWA. So I got
you know them all.
I know a little bit. So I got it all across the spectrum. So she would listen to this music. I would be in the car, in the house. I love the day she would clean up because she'll have the music blasting. I just be walking through the house, just soaking it all in, man. So, yeah, definitely. She wasn't into music, but she put music into me by what she listened to. So yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Okay, and I see you've been in the studio working hard.
Yeah.
Judging from these CDs, you got a couple of CDs.
Grateful.
Now, this is your first one, correct?
That's the joint I released first.
Okay, tell us about this one.
So this is my mixtape I released back in 2015. It's self-titled Ntegrity, The Foundation, Volume 1.
Okay.
And anytime anybody who's seen me perform live, I always do this joint called
I've
Just
seen you
Vibe.
perform. Oh yeah,
And
that's the.
it's a
that's
great
the number one.
Yeah, a lot of people love it. It's got a powerful message in it, and it keeps keep the crowd moving. You know what I mean? So that dropped in 2015. You can get this everywhere. It's on thatpiff.com. It's on my SoundCloud. So if you get it, I would appreciate the support from the bottom of my heart. Yeah, that's one of my faves, definitely.
Okay, and what year did you do this one?
That was 2015.
Okay, and this one came out when?
Yeah, this one came out March 19th of this year. And I remember the date. It holds a special sentimental value to me because it's the date my mom and dad got married. So I was like, it was around the time I had completed the album, the mix and mastering was done. And I'm like, this is the perfect date to release this. So March 19th of this year, my freshman album dropped. Ntegrity, View from the Inside Out. It's got the joint Fake Face and Life on it. Everybody loves Fake Face and Life. So.
I'm looking at the difference. You got your face on this one, but this one you don't have your face on it.
Yeah.
What inspired the cloud cover instead?
Definitely. So when I created this album, and I'll paint a picture for you, scenario. Now imagine, and you're Nubia Suggs, so everybody knows you know what I mean? So you have a lot of big meetings you gotta be at, right? So imagine you're late for one of those meetings with a big exec or something, and you're running behind and you can't find anywhere to park. So you finally find a place to park, but it's right in front of a parking meter, and you're like, doggone it, I didn't bring any change. So at that moment you look over and you see this homeless guy, right? And you know, us sometimes we cast judgment and say, "Man, this homeless guy finna act something for me. I don't even got no change."
Judgment.
You know what I mean? So, and you snap back to reality. You're like, "All right, man, how I'm gonna figure this meter situation out? I don't have any change." But you look back over at the homeless guy, and he's giving you the exact change you need for that meter.
Okay, I'm painting a picture.
Exactly. So this album is just to encourage the listeners. Don't judge a book by its cover, because it's the person that you least expect that can give you exactly what you need when you need it. And that's the synopsis of this album. So.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so y'all go get that, please. I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. You know what I mean? So.
Right, this man have a family to feed.
Amen. A big family.
But you have 4 children, 2 girls and 2 boys.
That's correct. Yes, ma'am.
What are their ages?
Joshua, he's the oldest. He's 6.
Okay.
Reggie, he'll be 5 in 2 weeks, November 30th. Addison, she's 3, and Madeline just turned 1 in July.
Now, are they wanting to follow your footsteps?
You know something? I'm so happy you asked that. Because Joshua, the oldest, I've been watching him. He'll see a piano if we're like when I'm at the radio station. We got a piano there, and I see him. He'll walk over to it, you know, and he'll kind of look at it a little bit, and before you know it, he's playing like 2 key chords. You know what I mean? And I'm like, okay, son, and it's sounding good, you know. And
sounding good?
Yeah, so, you know, and I haven't really worked with him much on the piano, and he's picking it up already, like, by himself. So I think he's going to be a self-taught musician.
Integrity, it sounds like you might want to invest in some lessons for him.
You know something? Yeah. I think he got it in his blood. When he was 1 year old and he would cry, and I knew when I was working on this album, when I knew I had some work I had to get done, I'll be recording in the studio with Joshua in my arm, rocking him so he wouldn't cry. Dedicated. So he's got it in his blood. All my kids do, you know, and my wife, she's a singer-songwriter, so it's in their blood, you know what I mean?
And you didn't bring her with you? Shame on you.
Yeah, I love my wife, my beautiful wife. She had a prior engagement, so she couldn't make it. She sent her wishes, though. So, yeah, no doubt.
And you got all this music going on. You got CDs coming out, and I know this is not your last one.
No, ma'am.
So you're doing the thing.
Yeah. I just launched the headquarters to my new label, Ntegrity Music Records.
Really?
Just launched that. I'm pushing my first artist now, Authentic, so y'all look out for him, AUTHENIC.
Okay.
He's launching his project. We're pushing that, so I'm in the executive seat, and I'm excited about that, being able to step out of the artist seat and just help.
So happy for you.
I'm grateful, you know what I mean? So yeah, no doubt.
You're really doing your thing, and you also have a studio.
I do.
In St. Louis.
I do, yep.
Tell the viewers where that's located.
No doubt. So my studio is in Overland, Missouri right now. It's inside of a company called Medici Media Space.
Okay.
And shout out Medici Media Space. It's so many, this kind of reminds me of T-Rex a little bit, but there's so many things happening in Medici Media Space. It's so much, so it's like, it's an environment that's conducive to creativity. So I walk in and I'm like, oh shoot, I just got my next song. You know what I mean? You walk in the door and you never know who you're going to see there. So
you're right.
I'm grateful to be able to launch my headquarters.
Because to my understanding, there's radio stations inside
the
place.
It is, yep. Shout out 99.5.
Right, you can't go wrong with Medici Space.
Yep.
I'm very familiar with it.
I'm grateful to be there. You know,
and before you were there, you also had your own location.
Yep, shout out 24 Channel Productions.
Yeah.
So me and 2 people that I went to school with, shout out Tony the Taylor and Antoine Ali, who's a hip-hop artist himself.
Yeah.
We launched a studio. We signed our first artist, Kira Lee. Shout out Kira Lee, released her first single. I'll Be Fine everywhere. It's still available. But God started pricking my heart, and he was saying, I'm sending you in a new direction. So I had to be obedient.
Yes.
I got the wishes of my brothers. I'm like, look, I feel like this is what God is doing with me. Can y'all give me y'all wishes? And they did. And I'm grateful I made that decision. It's been a blessing thus far.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, no doubt.
Now, you're making all these big moves, and like most artists in St. Louis, they feel like, there's a limit for me.
Yeah.
To the point to where they feel like they have to relocate. Do you have those same thoughts about relocating?
Nah, I mean, if God says go, then I'll go. But other than that, one of my favorite speakers say, no matter where you at, shoot for the moon, because even if you miss, you will land amongst the stars.
Exactly.
So I believe that it's going to all fall together the way he needs it to fall together. I'm just a vessel.
So you're waiting on a word from God.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Every day, every hour, every second. You know, I try to decrease as he increases, as the Bible talks about in John 3:30. It's like, let me move myself out the way, because if I operate in my own power and strength, I'm going to mess it up. Right. Show me. Help me, you know what I mean? And I live by that
do
every
your
day.
thing.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
So where do you plan to go from here?
I got a bunch of things in the works. Like I say, I'm stepping into
Spill the beans. Come on with it.
I'm getting into a little acting.
Okay.
You know, I won't share too much about that, but I'm grateful for, you know, anybody even being able to select me to do a role.
Okay.
So I'm grateful.
Now, is it your own project, or
it's
are you collabing with someone
partnering,
else?
Yeah, I'm partnering
Okay.
with a few people on that. So, you know, shout out to y'all. But and like I say, I'm stepping into the executive seat, kind of stepping out of the artist seat, helping, because that's my biggest thing. The Bible talks about giving and you shall receive.
Yes.
So one of the main things about launching this new headquarters for my company is to be able to have a conducive, creative environment to help artists push what their creative outlets need to be. So with this new artist, Authentic, you know, this dude has been gifted with this gift of hip hop, and he loves the Lord.
Yes.
It's only right for me to use what God has given me, the platform and also the resources to help push what he's doing. And I'm doing that for young artists as well.
Oh, yeah.
That's my passion, to be able to help young artists create music that's life-changing music that's not misogynistic, music that's not braggadocious, music that's instilling life into people, you know what I mean? So that's definitely in my future. Shout out Story Stitches.
That's right. Now tell the viewers, what is exactly is your genre?
I'm not in the genre. And
No
everybody,
titles.
everybody, they, because I feel like this. My music transcends genres. You know what I mean? It transcends generation. I talked about this once before. I want my music to be able to be put in the CD player or streamed, whatever method of music you're listening to. But you can listen to it all the way through, no matter if it's grandma in the car, auntie in the car, or nieces and nephews in the car. You can listen to it all the way through. You don't have to take it out because of some misogynistic lyrics or any type of profanity or things like that. I want it to be able to be gravitated to by all walks of life, all ages, all demographics. So I can't really put a genre on that. You know what I mean? I consider it life-changing music. So
When I say the word thizzle.
Oh, shout out Thiz.
Yeah.
Shout out Thiz.
Does that name mean anything
to you at all? Yeah, it means a lot. That's the big homie. And,
okay.
I've got a chance to, I seen him at the Extreme Institute one time. They did a seminar, and I just was picking his brain on some things. It was like, homie, just believe, trust God, you know what I mean? You know, just really instilling life into me as somebody who's successful in his arena. You know, anytime a person like that opens their mouth, I'm closing mine and I'm using my ears. You know, I'm trying to soak up whatever wisdom God has placed in them to help apply to my life. So shout out Thiz. The music industry is a beast. But if you can navigate through it successfully, you'll be successful. If you really operate in the spirit of excellence, if you really believe in yourself, if you put God first, there's nothing that you can't accomplish. So I'm grateful for that. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
Going out, tell the viewers all the information, all your social media that you want them to know.
No doubt. So you can follow me everywhere at Ntegrity Music. That's Integrity without the I. So it's NTEGRITYMUSIC. I'm everywhere. iTunes, Google Play, Spotify. Go get my new joint. I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. If you want some free music, I got this available free online. Just let me know what you think. You follow me, I'll follow you back. I'm open to dialogue. You inbox me. Any questions about music, the entertainment industry, how I've been successful navigating it, I'm here. I'm an open book. God bless y'all. And remember, integrity matters the most when you're all by yourself.
Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.